me today.
Okay, no problem.
We'll go ahead and keep it short. I know you're over there in Springfield. Is that what I heard?
Yes, yes.
All right. Well, like I said, we'll keep it short. We'll keep it brief. Um,
Okay.
so to begin, if you don't mind saying and spelling your first and last name for me.
Earl, Earl, Hyatt, Hyatt.
Perfect. And then what is your title, sir?
I'm retired. Used to be the chief of police in Eureka Springs, Arkansas.
And how long were you the chief of police for?
Approximately 18 years.
And now, from what I have heard, you've been in contact with one of our anchors. I'm the reporter that's kind of been following along with this story currently that we've got going on right now with Grant Harden.
Okay.
And now he served under your department for a while when you were with Eureka Springs. Is that correct?
He was at Eureka Springs when I was hired as the police chief.
And do you know how long he was there for about prior to your hire on?
I don't. I know it was 2 or 3 years, but I don't know exactly how long.
Yeah, that's okay. How long was he there following your hire on?
6 weeks or less.
Okay, so very, very brief with him. Um,
Yes.
Now, was he let go? Did he quit?
I was going to fire him, and then he just went ahead and resigned before I fired him. And and as long as he separated, I was okay with it.
Okay. So 6 weeks working with him. Um, Now, what was that like in those 6 weeks? I mean, if you were getting to the point where you were already ready to fire him, in that time.
Yes, yes. Basically, that 6 weeks was how long it took me to find three major violations on his part, write him up, and then it gave me cause to terminate him.
And are you able to share what any of those violations were?
I the I remember one of them. The last one was that he had lied on a police report. One before that was when he had used excessive force, making an arrest out of a vehicle. I don't remember the third one.
That's all right. What year were you hired on as officer
I
or
was
chief?
hired there in August of '96.
Okay. Now, outside of the three major violations that you found in 6 weeks, how was he as an officer?
Volatile. He was abusive, excessive, and volatile. He had a very bad temper.
So, not necessarily what we would classify a good officer.
No, he did not need to be a police officer at all.
And now, do we know exactly why he resigned, or was it just kind of one of those he knew he was getting fired, so that's the actions he
Oh
took?
no, I had him in my office and said, "I'm going to terminate you right now." And he said, "Let me resign, and you won't have to terminate me." So he knew if he didn't resign, he was terminated.
Understood. So, flash forward 6 weeks with you in your office. He's resigning before you can terminate him, and now all of a sudden, we'll go back a couple years from here. Um, he's convicted of murder and rape. Talk to me
Correct.
about what you thought when you found that out.
Well, first off, I was a little dismayed when I found out that he had ran for and gotten the office of constable in Benton County. And honestly, I didn't know that he had spent a short period as a police officer. I guess they call it chief of police of one department or a one-man department in Gateway until I saw it on the news. But you know, it shocked me a little bit because I hadn't thought about him for quite a while. But it doesn't surprise me because he is such a volatile and violent person.
And then, like you said, that wasn't really surprising necessarily. It was surprising to see his return and to see that, but to know his characteristics during that time. Um,
Correct. Yeah.
Now, let's move forward a couple years after. Here we are. Um, what was your reaction when you heard that he escaped from prison over the weekend?
I was shocked. I was pretty comfortable in the fact that he was incarcerated for a long time. And, quite honestly, I think that's exactly where he needs to be. But when I heard that he had escaped, I was shocked, and it was like, man, I hope they catch him quickly and nobody gets hurt on the way.
Did you even fathom that he might be capable of something like this?
It doesn't surprise me, but it's not something that I pondered on or thought about. It's just, when I saw that he had escaped, and it's like, that's a shame, and it's not a huge surprise, but it's also, I didn't know the circumstances of his incarceration either, so I didn't know that he was at a minimum security facility and even had that opportunity.
Now, if you if Harden were ever to see this interview down the line or years later, all these interviews that we've kind of built up, what would be something that you would say to Harden if you had the chance?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, he's just a bad person. It's just he did some very horrible, horrible things, and he's a bad person. So I don't know what I would say to him, but quite frankly, I wouldn't care to even talk to him.
Is there anything that you can think of specifically outside of just having such a volatile character, but in those 6 weeks that you worked with him, is there anything that sticks out that you remember about your interactions with him?
I just thought he was a terrible police officer, that he was not good for the public, and that he was dangerous. And so that's why I wanted to hurry up and get rid of him.
And now here we are, dangerously proven,
Right.
and with a manhunt currently underway. What are just kind of your thoughts as we're going on day 3 right now of this still being open and us still looking for him?
Well, I mean, they're going to find him. They're going to catch him. And like I said, I just hope that he doesn't hurt anybody along the way. I don't know how desperate he is, but I know to escape from prison, he's got to be willing to take some chances and take some steps that might result in injury to an innocent person or a law enforcement officer, and I just don't want to see that.
Is there anything I haven't asked right now that you feel might be important and that we haven't talked about in regards to Grant Harden?
Not really. Just that if anybody thinks they see him, don't approach him. Just call 911 and let the law enforcement take care of it.
Absolutely. I think that's all the questions I have for you, sir. I
All right.
thoroughly appreciate your time
You bet.
and being able to sit down and have this interview with me real fast.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
Alrighty. Well, you have my anchor's number. If there's anything you think of, anything you need,
Okay.
we'll find some way to reconnect. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great day now.
You as well. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye.